Congratulations, dancers. That's going to round out our adjudicated awards. We are now moving on to our high point by age division, starting with our teen group top three. We have a four-way tie for third overall teen group. First up in third, from a SpotLite dance studio, it's U.M.C. Also in third overall teen group from Studio Powers, it's Tribe. Also in third overall from Elite Studios, it's I Walk the Line. And rounding out third overall teen group from Elite Studios, it's Get Better. Second overall teen group comes to us from SpotLite Dance Studio, it's Hiding Underwater. Which means your first overall teen group comes to us from SpotLite Dance Studio, it's Express Yourself. We have a top three teen line. Third overall coming to us from CCJ Conservatory, it's Rewire. Two-way tie for second overall teen line. First up in second from CCJ Conservatory, it's Something in the Orange. And also in second overall from CCJ Conservatory, it's Silent Film. Which means your first overall teen line comes to us from CCJ Conservatory, it's Lottery. We have a top three teen extended line. Third overall coming to us from Elite Studios, it's On Broadway. Second overall teen extended line comes to us from Studio Powers, it's Alive. Which means we have a two-way tie for first overall. First up in first from SpotLite Dance Studio, it's If I Could. And also in first overall teen extended line from SpotLite Dance Studio, it's Chloe. And we have a top three teen production, two-way tie for third overall. First up from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Mic Drop. And also in third overall teen production from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's All Directions. We have a two-way tie for second overall teen production. First up in second from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Wonder in Rhythmland. And also in second overall from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Showtime. Which means your first overall teen production comes to us from SpotLite Dance Studio, it's Pumps to the Party. Congratulations, teens. Awesome job. We're now moving into our senior age division, starting with our senior group top three. Third overall comes to us from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Sweet Nothing. Second overall senior group comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's White Rabbit. Which means your first overall senior group comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's I'm Blue. We have a top three senior line. Third overall coming to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Allegro. Two-way tie for second overall. First up in second from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Post That. And also in second overall senior line from CCJ Conservatory, it's Left Behind. Which means your first overall senior line comes to us from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Loveology. And we have a top three senior extended line. Third overall coming to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Come Together. Second overall comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Golden Girls. Which means your first overall senior extended line comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's All Tea, All Shade. Congratulations, dancers. That's going to round out our high point by age division. We're now moving into our high point by performance division, starting with our teens. We have a top three teen contemporary. Third overall comes to us from SpotLite Dance Studio, it's Hiding Underwater. We have a two-way tie for second overall. First up in second from SpotLite Dance Studio, it's If I Could. And also in second overall teen contemporary from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's All Directions. Which means your first overall teen contemporary number comes to us from CCJ Conservatory, it's Something in the Orange. We have a top three hip-hop, two-way tie for third overall. First up from SpotLite Dance Studio, it's Chloe. And also in third overall teen hip-hop from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Mic Drop. Second overall comes to us from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Showtime. Which means your first overall teen hip-hop comes to us from CCJ Conservatory, it's Lottery. We have a top three teen jazz. Third overall coming to us from CCJ Conservatory, it's Cliche. Second overall comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Heartbreaker. Which means there's a two-way tie for first overall teen jazz. First up in first from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Janet. And also in first overall teen jazz from SpotLite Dance Studio, it's Express Yourself. We have a first overall teen lyrical coming to us from Elite Studios, it's How Do I Live. We have a top three teen musical theater. Third overall coming to us from Studio Powers, it's Bad Side. Second overall teen musical theater comes to us from CCJ Conservatory, it's I'm Gonna Live Till I Die. Which means your first overall teen musical theater comes to us from Elite Studios, it's On Broadway. We have a top three teen specialty. Third overall coming to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Wonder in Rhythmland. Second overall teen specialty comes to us from CCJ Conservatory, it's Silent Film. Which means your first overall teen specialty comes to us from SpotLite Dance Studio, it's Pumps to the Party. And we have a top three teen tap. Third overall coming to us from Studio Powers, it's Get Busy. Second overall teen tap comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Without Love. Which means your first overall teen tap comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Elvis. Congratulations, teens. We are now moving into our senior age division, starting with our top two senior ballet. Second overall comes to us from CCJ Conservatory, it's Constellation. which means your first overall senior ballet comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center. It's Allegro. We have a first overall senior ballroom coming to us from Luma Dance and Acrobatics. It's I Miss You. We have a top 3 senior contemporary. Third overall coming to us from Rhythm Dance Center. It's Clouds. Second overall comes to us from Upstate Carolina Dance Center. It's Sweet Nothing, which means your first overall senior contemporary comes to us from Upstate Carolina Dance Center. It's Loveology. We have a first overall senior hip hop coming to us from Rhythm Dance Center. It's All Tea, All Shade. We have a top 3 senior jazz. Third overall coming to us from Alabama Dance Works. It Means I Love You. Second overall senior jazz comes to us from Upstate Carolina Dance Center. It's Criminal Intent, which means your first overall senior jazz comes to us from Upstate Carolina Dance Center. It's Post That. We also have a first overall senior musical theater coming to us from Rhythm Dance Center. It's Golden Girls. We have a top 3 senior specialty. Third overall coming to us from CCJ Conservatory. It's 1, 2, 3. Second overall comes to us from CCJ Conservatory. It's Left Behind, which means your first overall senior specialty comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center. It's I'm Blue. And we have a top 3 senior tap. Third overall coming to us from Rhythm Dance Center. It's Come Together. Second overall senior tap comes to us from CCJ Conservatory. It's Better Than Anything, which means your first overall senior tap comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center. It's White Rabbit. Congratulations, dancers. Awesome job. That's going to round out our high point by performance division. We're now moving into our last order of business, our 11 o'clock numbers. Now, 11 o'clocks are not necessarily the highest scoring routines in each age division, but the routines that the judges felt best represented each age division as a whole. We have 6 11 o'clocks in the teen division. First up, in no particular order, from SpotLite Dance Studio, it's Pumps to the Party. From CCJ Conservatory, it's Lottery. From Elite Studios, it's On Broadway. From Rhythm Dance Center, it's Wonderin' Rhythmland. From Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Showtime. And from Studio Powers, it's Alive. Congratulations, teens. And then we also have 3 11 o'clock numbers in the senior age division. Again, first up, in no particular order. From Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Loveology. From CCJ Conservatory, it's Left Behind. And from Rhythm Dance Center, it's I'm Blue. Congratulations, dancers. Awesome job. That is going to round out a competition portion of our day 1 here at 24/7 in Atlanta. We will see you all bright and early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for some duo trios. Have a great night, everybody.